It's your boy from the 614, repping that O, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You did? I know you did.
LLR, Ohio Rim Squad.
Hello and welcome. You are now tuned in to LLR Linda's Legacy Ohio Radios. We are here today bringing a beautiful investigators together. They are continuing searching, and they are with us today to discuss some things that they would just like to talk about. And here we are, and thank everyone for joining us, and everyone can introduce yourself, and that way I don't mess up anyone's name, because I really hate to do that. And so thank y'all and welcome. Who would like to start?
My name is Kima. I'll start. My name is Kima, and I'm a research assistant with KA Investigations, and we are doing James Cooper's case, which is what we'll be talking about today.
I'm Bree. I also work with Kima at KA Investigations. I'm assisting with researching James's case.
I'm today. I'm James' daughter mom.
I'm sorry. I'm Ariel. I'm James' best friend.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on tonight, ladies.
So we did a podcast a while ago, and we talked about James's case, and then the girlfriend of James responded to you guys and wanted to talk, and so she did a podcast with you, and so we kind of wanted to discuss a little bit about what she said. We're not going back and forth with her because it doesn't do any good, but some people that know James really well, which were the mother of his child. Actually, there will be another lady on here. He had 2 children, and both of them wanted to say something about James and his character and his family, because some things were said yesterday by his girlfriend that frankly just weren't true. And everyone that we have interviewed, which have been countless people, have all said the same thing, and I'm sure it's what you're going to hear today. Then he also has a best friend who he has known for years and years, and she has actually been a witness to the entire relationship with James and Brittany, and we can now say Brittany's name because Brittany is saying her name is Brittany. So she would like to also just talk about what she has witnessed. Again, we're not here to attack Brittany, but we're here to be James's voice. They want to be James's voice. He can't talk about how what his relationships were like, and they were witnesses. So any of you want to start?
Ariel can start.
Okay, I'm gonna start it off as what I don't want is nobody antagonizing his character and making him out to be someone that he's not. James was a good person. He was caring for everybody, and one thing I could say is he loved Brittany to death. He loved that girl so much that he was willing to end our friendship over her. He made me promise to respect their relationship, and I did so. Brittany, um, James ran, James ran to Brittany rescue every chance he could. Anytime she was crying, going crazy, it was even times where I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm sorry. she she was hurting them kids. James was running to get the kids. It was times where I had her son, King. I watched her son multiple times while James was at work. I got the babies for them. Um, it was an incident where they was at the Dells, and he called me because she knocked the hookah on the baby face. It was another time where she was beating on King, and he had to run to get King. She done even wrote him a whole paragraph stating that to get full custody of he gets full custody of all the kids because she was going to kill herself. It was another time where she wrote another one for him, and they were supposed to go get it notarized because she only had a certain amount of time to live. But then all of a sudden, that cleared up, and it was good after that. So it's like every time he was doing good and away from her, she calls crying or something not going right. He always runs. So my thing is, if you didn't want to be with him, why every time he was living his life, you distracted him to come back? It's like it's always something to get him to come back. Like this whole situation, I'm really not understanding it. I can't understand it. I don't understand how she went from he was loving, that was my man, he loved me and we was happy and this and that, and I don't know what happened to now he's an abuser and he did all these things to you. But I remember being on FaceTime and she was putting her hands on him, throwing things at him, even try to pull a knife out on him, and all he doing is holding her back, taking things out of her hand, restraining her. He's not hitting on this girl. It was times where she's sitting there banging her head on the wall, trying to kill herself. He is like he was hurting himself trying to save her every time. James had people that loves him. James loved his mom to death. That boy, he called his mom for everything. Any chance he get, I'm calling my mama. He talks to her every day. He loves his mama. That he's a mama's boy. So it's just like all these little scenarios is is becoming too much because it's just I feel like it just needs to come to a point where it's sounding like guilt to me. It's sounding very guilty. It's sounding that I'm trying to cover something up because the truth is getting closer or something. Me personally, I don't physically feel like Brittany did it, but I do feel like it was set up and she knows what happened. Um, it's just, I don't know. He didn't deserve that, especially for everything. He doesn't deserve the words that she are using to describe him as a person, as a man, especially when he was good to you. He never harmed Brittany. He had never harmed them kids. He loved that girl to death. The kids, um, I'm James. I'm not allowed to say that the daughter is not his or if it is his or not. He told me it was his daughter, and I said, you tell me it's your daughter, I believe you. And he told me that's his baby, and he said that's your niece. So that's his baby. At the end of the day, I can't take that from him now that he's gone. Um, it was times where James would cry to me about the situation. One particular time, I'm sitting at home. I actually didn't talk to James that day at all, and I get a call and I just hear crying, but then I hear a bang at my door. So I stayed in some apartments at the time. I hear the bang at the door, but it was my back door, so yeah, I'm closer to the door, my window right there. So my ex goes and open the door, and James t-shirt. He always had, well, he had a black beater. It was ripped up. He had a scratch on him. He was crying. His lip was bleeding. And the person that I always view as strong is breaking down in front of me. And he was just like, they he couldn't even explain it. He was just crying, like, it was just too much. Like, Brittany stayed attacking him, and it just breaking him down. And that day, after he calmed down and stuff, she I mean, we sitting there, we talking, and I'm telling him, like, you need to leave that situation. It's not good for you. Because they started texting, and he said, sometimes you gotta keep going back until you can't go back no more. And them words, I play them words every day because he kept going back, and now he not here no more. And then you got somebody trying to antagonize his character and make up these scenarios or twist them around. He don't deserve that, and I just wish the truth would just come out, because if you really care for him like you said you care for him, and you really love this man like you say you love for him, then you would just tell what really happened. Because it ain't, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be completely honest. If me and my dude just got into it and we in a different state and I know he don't have nobody there, I'm not gonna get up and leave and go somewhere else. I'm finna be around looking for him. You not even finna be wandering by yourself. The story sounds sloppy. It sounds fishy. James was loved by everybody. He was spoiled. He was spoiled. That's why I'm not understanding. He was spoiled. James could come in my house and go grocery shopping. Like, I got James a whole washer and dryer. Everybody loved James. Could call anybody and ask anybody for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially his mom. No, especially his daddy. James can call anybody. If James needs somewhere to go, he got somewhere to go. And he stayed coming to my house. He always had a home at my house. And that just bring me back to um when James and his friend had a house together in Milwaukee. They was going half on bills or however they was doing it. But me and James was talking one time, and he was telling me that Brittany needed his help, and he she wanted to get a house together and stuff like that. And I was like, what about Jamar? He was like, that's the thing. I don't wanna I'm kinda scared to tell Jamarcus. I know Jamarcus can handle the bills on his own. So I know he wouldn't be worried. Like, he was literally ready to step out of his comfort zone to go with you. And you steady saying that you didn't want no relationship with him. And then you steady every time it's a different man. And then you put James in situations to have to, like, one time her oldest son dad, James went to go get his stuff, and she lied to the dude and told him some other stuff. The dude wanted to fight James. James sat there and told him the truth, and that man said that she used to do the same thing to me.
And I remember that.
Yes, the same said she used to do the same thing to him. Every dude she used to talk to, they beat her up and they did this to her, and they not everybody's sitting here beating you up. You saying all these men beating you up, and you're having babies with them. You're marrying these men, but they're beating you up. I'm not gonna say it never happened, but I know James ain't never put his hands on her. It's it was like multiple different men. He didn't he didn't walked in on her 2 times. She done up and left with the baby without saying nothing and left out of time to go be with a dude. And then said that the dude was hiding her in the trunk and holding her for ransom. And James drove all the way down there to get her, just for her to kick James out again, out the car.
Did you ever witness Brittany putting her hands on him?
Yes, on FaceTime. On
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think she would have did it in person in front of me, but I did see her on FaceTime. That was the time when she was banging her head on the wall and trying to kill herself.
So would you say James had a good family dynamic? We all know all families have issues. I mean, there is not a perfect family in this world, but did he have a good family background? Like,
I'm
did
I'm
he
not
leave?
I'm not going to lie to you. Me, I came from a bogus home. I was in the system. I was everywhere, and James was there for me. James had a good family. His one of his family members that took me in before. James got family that loves him, loves him.
So James would
He
have
got
never.
sisters, brothers. They love him. He got family that's not family.
So there would have been no reason for James to say, "I'm leaving because
No.
of anything." He literally left because you feel like he was tricked into leaving. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. If that girl call him crying, he is running to her, no matter what. She could do whatever to him. He don't care. He is running to her. He loves that girl. James came from a good family, a good family. And if he didn't, I would have said something. He came from a good family. That's why he's so well mannered. James is very well mannered. That's why he carried himself the way he carried himself. And no, he wasn't perfect. We are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But he wasn't. I could tell you one thing. He wasn't an abuser. He wasn't a manipulator. He wasn't none of those things.
Were you aware of who of Elijah or whatnot? She put his name out there. Do you know who that is?
Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Actually, she was saying, referencing her husband.
Yeah.
Right.
I know the husband. I know husband. I don't know his actual name.
Okay. So what? At what point did you kind of feel like something was suspicious with what happened with James? And what makes you feel like Brittany may know a little more about what happened than she's actually sharing with everyone?
Oh, instantly I knew he ain't do it himself. Instantly I knew that. Instantly, that's the number one thing I knew. I knew he ain't do it to himself. Um, how I feel. Brittany have something to do with it. Like I said, I don't feel like she physically did it because I don't feel like she's physically strong enough to do it. But I feel like she was around and she know who. Um, when
But
they
what do you think would be the reasoning for this? Like, what would be her motive behind this? This is what we're all very confused about. What would lead her to want something like this done to him?
her leaving him leaving,
So he was at his
he
breaking point.
if
He was
she
ready to be done.
if she can't control him, she's not. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like be afraid for her kids. Like, and I don't like thinking that way because I'm a mom myself. But I be scared for her kids because Brittany is mentally ill. Like, she really needs like help. Like she was supposed to check into the mental hospital, and James was supposed to keep the kids because I was supposed to help him with the kids, and she was supposed to go check in. Like, the girl is really, she don't take her medicine, so she freaks out.
Have you and Brittany ever hung out and had like a personal relationship since you are his best friend?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Brittany and Brittany don't like me. And it
Okay.
always been like that. Because this is Brittany again. I was friends with this girl. We was friends for about like 7, 8 years. Um her son is my godson. Me and her, we kinda like fell off a little bit. We're good now, but we kinda just fell off for a moment. And Brittany came around. I never heard of Brittany a day in my life. And me and my ex friend, we was having a little argument because I didn't like certain things that were going on with my godson at the time, and I feel like as a godmother, I had all rights to speak on it. Brittany came out of nowhere, inboxed me talking crazy about what she would do. I still got the messages actually.
Okay. So did
Yeah,
James discuss her and the whole mental illness and checking in? Did he discuss that with you?
yeah. But the way he expressed it to me versus the way I'm expressing it to y'all is different because he expressed it to me like trying to get her some help. Like, um, she was supposed to go to the mental thing, and she was supposed to start therapy. He expressed it to me like he wasn't talking about her when he was telling me. He was mostly just like trying to vent about what he was trying to do to help her get better because this is around the time where King had a mark on him on his back because she got upset. I don't really know the details too much about it, but
And as a parent, what kind of parent was he to his children?
ooh, awesome. I'm not gonna lie, he was a parent to everybody kids. Everybody kids. My kids love him to death. His kid, he always had the kids, always, and he go full blown for them. They need milk, diapers, anything, even the ones that's not his. So awesome dad, nothing but the best dad.
I think this is a spot where you could jump in and talk about how he was as a father, his family dynamic, what you know about that, and being you were an ex girlfriend, just the relationship that you had with him and what he was like.
Um, well, I didn't know him since we were little kids, but he used to go to school with my little cousin. I used to see him a lot after we grew up, and we just started talking to each other, and then we was dating for 3 years. And he wanted to he always talked about kids and his nieces and nephews and his family, especially his mom and his siblings. And it's like a lot of them. And he was like real family oriented. So when I see all this stuff about him, it's not who he was. And he could be mad as I don't know what, the highest level of being mad, and he still would not put his hands on you. And he had sisters of his own, nieces of his own. He did not. He wasn't that type of person. I don't like the type of person she is portraying him to be. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what Ariel said, um, and a little bit off of yesterday. A lot of the stuff was true, but she just switching the people and the people around. Um, like James told me about her kicking him out the car, and she told me about. I mean, he told me about her having people keep coming to him. So like he caught her having sex with someone, and like Ariel said, she got caught, and she just got to acting crazy. And then another thing, this is from yesterday. James will only see my baby once. Other than that, it was only video chat or FaceTime because of her. Um, and the only reason I don't know where she came from, and she only reason I found out about her because she was on Facebook going live about my daughter, and then she got to take she got the me and James was talking because he was acting weird, and I was wanted to check up on him and stuff to see how he was doing. He wasn't his normal self. And then he randomly text me talking about can I check on him periodically throughout the night. And then I asked him, was he okay? And did he need to come over to my house? And told me that he told me that he didn't want that because he know that he was gonna get followed and um all the stuff that he and I got messages of again what Ariel said about her with her own kids. He threatened my baby. So and he used to tell me that he used to get her kids and he used to keep them. She used to leave or she'll leave in the house with both the kids. And I just think she took advantage. What anybody could, I could say. I'm not even just her. Anybody could take advantage of him. Like he had a sweetheart. Like he was really a good person, and he didn't deserve none of this. And for him to be by himself and her to be by herself, for them, none of them, neither one of them to, how can I say this? For neither one of them to know nobody there, I wouldn't be going nowhere by myself. And then, oh, let me stress. And then, whew, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. It's gonna make me cry.
It's okay. Can you talk at all about his relationship with um, his mother and siblings? I think the reason why I bring that up is because that's one of the things that she keeps going on and on about is how he doesn't have this relationship, that they didn't care about him.
Listen,
And obviously that hurts the family because that's not what we're seeing. Can you talk about your own personal
yes,
experience and what you know about that?
before I even met them, James described them like to the T, like they were sweetheart. And as soon as I met them, I knew exactly who was who and everything without him even telling me. And well, of course he couldn't tell me, but he he would talk about how family oriented they was and how they used to do everything together and how it was having a big family and all those things. And talk about how we used to well I didn't know all of them was his siblings then, but we used to go to his dad's bowling alley and they used to be like they used to be how you see like the Brady Bunch, but like a black version. They're really sweet, especially his mom. Like and my daughter she haven't met them up until his funeral. And when I say my daughter, as soon as my daughter seen his mom, she ran up into her arms and what did that let me cry? And she didn't want to. She was following her around. and just didn't want to get out her earnings and his siblings.
So, did this relationship ever draw a wedge between James and his family?
Yeah, it drew a wedge between him and my daughter. It drew a wedge between him and his friends. And like Ariel, I used to go to school with her, and they used to talk all the time. And then I just rarely, not so much, but it's like she was pushing him away from everybody. And as much as we kept coming back to him, because we ain't gonna leave him. And she wanted to make it seem like he had nobody when he had a lot. Like Ariel said, a lot of people would do anything for him. It's how he was, the type of person he was. He do anything for anybody, whether he had it or not. He was really a sweetheart. His parents are a sweetheart. His siblings. Stuff the stuff that I was seeing, that's not true at all. Not at all. And that's all I got from the first time meeting them. And ever since then, they really sweetheart. They don't they don't and as far as that kid stuff, they don't do that. They was openly open her kids that was not James up into around them. Treat them like they own. So for her to say how they was talking about the baby or none of that. And she just hated the bond that he had with his family. I feel because she didn't have any, so she wanted him to feel like she did, and she wanted to use her illness to the wedge. I think that was the end for the stuff between him and his family, and for us.
So, when he moved to Mississippi, did you talk to him ever in that time when he was down there? Did you talk to him before he left?
No, I had we had got into an argument, so I had blocked him. I didn't know until we were still friends on Facebook, so I seen him make the post about him driving to Mississippi or the on the way to Mississippi was peaceful. Other than that, I didn't know that he was in Mississippi. I didn't know that he went back. Rather, and
Is it Ariel? Ariella?
Ariel.
Ariel, sorry. Did you talk to him while he was in Mississippi or when he was on the way?
No, last time I talked to him, I told him I loved him, but I didn't know he was going to Mississippi either. I don't feel like he would have told me he was going to Mississippi because I would have told him not to.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, and to clap back on what she said, James did tell me personally that he was like, I can't even see my baby until I cut off ties with her. And he was trying to cut off ties at the time to be around her. If that make you feel any better. He really was.
Yeah, I know. It's just hard because I'm not saying it because you know they're not his kids. Like they got more time than my daughter did, and then um I don't know. I think it's a
But
lot.
he loved her. When he showed
He
me the
did.
pictures, he was like, when he finally got the pictures, he was like, sister, look at your niece. He loved her. He had her as his screensaver and everything.
Yeah, he did. He had on his screensaver. He had on his Facebook, but he took it down, or Brittany
He
took it
didn't know.
down
He didn't do that.
when she went live about my daughter.
She used to be on his page too.
Yeah, I know because she deleted me um a little while after he died.
And that's another thing. When James did try to move on, she will attack all the females
She
that
did.
talk to him,
That's why yesterday I was
inbox
confused.
them, threaten them,
That
talking
was
crazy.
that was the last time me and James talked. She James, like I told you guys, I was concerned about him because he was acting like himself, and whether we was together or not, we was family, and he know that I was gonna do whatever for him. And she would just, I don't know, dude, I never even met this girl. I didn't know where she came from or anything. Like she was just so obsessed with me and my daughter. I guess because my daughter was born before her daughter, or that's his first daughter. Like, girl, I don't care. Then then she said she didn't care. All these girls was DM him and are in his iCloud. She DM'd me, got my number out of his phone, then DM me, then text me, was texting, act like she was James, playing on my phone.
Yeah, she know how to hack into his iCloud through her phone.
Yeah,
And she used to also make fake messages.
yeah, cause I got some in
She
my phone.
she made a fake the girl that James she was the girl that James was talking to. I knew her. She was my friend, and she was at my house. So she made fake messages, acting like the girl texted her and told her everything to try to get James to admit that what he was doing. But the girl was right next to me the whole time.
And I believe I know what girl you're talking about.
Yeah, she's good at making the fake messages and
And
So
she just
when James left, it was under the impression that um his girlfriend at the time could possibly be dying. Did he ever talk to either of y'all about that?
she made that lie about 3 times, and he
yeah, he
falls for
told
it
me.
every time.
Yeah,
Wait,
he
she
told
told
me.
him she was dying every time?
Yeah, she told him that she had a heart condition and heart problems, and her heart couldn't function correctly, and it was so many lies, and I told him she was lying every time. He never believed me until the months just go by and nothing happened.
So you were aware then that she had used his story several times with him just to get
Yeah,
his attention. Is that what this was for, you're saying?
yes.
Okay.
Cause
But
she
we
she
do know
like
she's
like
not.
I said, she used the kids as well. Like she will beat
Using
on the
as
kids until James get to her,
that's why I told her I was
and
not
he'll be
playing.
on the phone the whole time with her, rushing to her to stop and to grab the kids, just so she can go and ride around.
Yeah, he used to cry to me about how she used to do her kids. But I used to tell him like, and he used to say he want to take his daughter, and I used to like, you gotta just move away from that. You can't be around that environment for your daughter, and she can't be like that. And I told him that she need to get some help.
I'm not gonna lie, he mostly stayed because of King. Cause before that the little girl came about, he he'll leave, and but King is I love King. I love King. King is the sweetest little boy ever. He used to run for King. He loved that little boy. And she used to when they had it was a time where they had broke up. I think this was like in 2021, cuz I just had my baby boy, one of my boy. Um she They had broke up for a little bit. He was at my house most of the time. And it was one particular time where he just popped up with King. I'm like, oh, y'all back talking again? And he like, no, she just asked me to get King. And then she was calling him all out his name. He just put it on speaker, not saying nothing, just letting me hear everything. She up there snapping on him and yelling at him, talking about that he needs to get King some diapers. And he like, I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm trying to work and make some money. He like, I probably could get some tonight. And but the thing is, this is not his biological son. For you to be sitting here calling him out his name and attacking him to buy a baby some diapers that's not his.
But
Yeah,
that was his personality. He was a good person, so he would just do whatever to help out, even if it wasn't his child.
Yeah, he had
He
a
would
hard
just,
time with saying no.
he did.
okay.
Really.
He never told me no. Never. James would come cut my grass, everything. Like he'll do stuff around my house for me. Like if I need something done, he'll help me with it. Everything. Like he don't like saying no.
And I asked him when he was at work. I asked him, could he show me how to do it? And he was doing carpeting and stuff. And he got down and showed me how to do it step by step.
Yeah, he would teach you. He and he was a person that, you know how like some people, you like, you love them but you really don't care about disappointing them that much. Like it don't, their disappointment wouldn't bother you. His disappointment bothered me. And the fact that like he helped me out of relationships that was hard for me, and he was there for me during situations that I couldn't handle on my own. And the fact that like I feel like I couldn't help him how he helped me, and that kind of bothered me every day. Because like, what could I have did differently as a friend to help him get out this situation? Because he helped me get out of a situation that was breaking me down. So that bothers me a lot.
Man, I be thinking about that every day when I wake.
But it's like, what could we have done? Because like me personally, I know everybody else in his ear like, you need to leave this girl, you need to leave this girl, and that ain't doing nothing but pushing him closer to her. So I'm trying to be the person to be like, look, you got to handle it this way then, or handle it
Lyric, you
this
gotta
way.
calm down.
And it got to the point where it's like,
Do you know what his breaking point was? What, like when he was like, I'm just all the way done with this? Did he ever reach that with her?
I well,
yeah,
I
he
think
did
so.
a couple times.
I think so because she was what she kept like making a creating a wedge between him and his mother and his siblings. And you and if well you guys don't know him like that. But if you guys knew James, him and his family was really close. Like
Yeah.
really close. Like inseparable. Except I mean, especially his sisters.
Hmm.
And he was the baby boy and the only boy on his mom's side. So he
And
was
James was never alone. Never,
never ever.
never alone.
And she took advantage of him. I feel like in his no, I'm not gonna say time of need because he didn't need for anything. But like say if he was like he tried to get a job, his or he about to work a job, his stuff magically disappear or come up destroyed. And he did told me multiple times, cried to me multiple times about his ID and his social and everything that then got destroyed. So he had to wait. And then somebody had did fraud in his name. And then he had got some papers and stuff where they were gonna give him his money back.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that just disappeared. With his ID, his social security card, his birth certificate, everything just disappeared. But he ended up telling me where what happened to it.
Are you saying that he was telling you that Brittany was doing something with his ID?
Yeah, she was destroying his stuff, especially every time he talked to me or every time he mentioned my daughter or wanted to talk to my daughter or see my daughter, she would get so upset. Like when I say so upset, and then when he told me he we told each other we loved each other, whether we was together or not. We family. So she would get like crazy about when he say something like that, or he say something about my daughter. She would get like really crazy. How she was trying to portray him yesterday. That's how she was acting. Like she'll call you 1,000 times, DM you 1,000 times, and everything. Just like yesterday. Ooh, I can't even say too much. You fake page.
So he expressed caring about someone by saying "I love you," like as in kind of like,
Yeah, he will make sure like before he go to sleep, when he wake up, he love you. He gonna let you know that he love you.
okay.
Where's Lyric? What is she doing?
When you
Yeah,
kept saying like yesterday, oh, sorry. I was just curious. What did you mean when you said like yesterday when she said yesterday? What did she say yesterday?
when she was talking about his mom, that's none of that's true. She never put him out of anywhere ever. And when she was talking about he let her come stay with him, That was probably like probably like probably like 3 days at the most because I was over there mostly every day, not every weekend. And when I wasn't there, that's most likely when she would go over there. And she delusional about acting like she wasn't so upset about him talking to other females. She was.
Very.
She will stalk you down. Don't let you have no kids. She gonna stalk you then. Like another girl. Well, I don't want to say her name, but it's another girl. She does the same thing that she did with me. She does with her. And this girl ain't got no baby by him. And they was just friends.
But what does she do? Does she just, I mean, what is stalking you? What exactly is she doing?
She makes threats. Everything she was saying that everybody else does, that's what she does.
Fake
Just
pages.
just like yesterday, she made a fake page. And I shared the article. It got reported. I shared the live yesterday. It got reported. And I keep seeing this page name that keep coming on my timeline. And I see it on everybody else stuff that shares the article. It's just weird. And then for you to see what you keep saying, you sorry for if you didn't do nothing. Mm, mm. She's weird, and she be doing stuff because she know people still grieve, and she want to get a reaction out of somebody.
No, I just honestly feel that she feels guilty, so she's trying to create her a case or something.
But what do you think she feels guilty about?
She has something to do with it. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
I can't shake that feeling. I like I said, I don't feel like she physically did it. I feel like she know who did it, and she has something to do with it. And if you know something, just say something. Like if this is the man that you love, and you say you look at that baby and you see him every day, then how can you look at that baby every day knowing
And
that you
lie.
know what happened?
Then I don't know. It's a lot. A lot of people know a lot of people that's connected to her, and that she was just recently into it with. Uh, and I feel like everybody knows something, but don't want to say anything.
You feel like a lot of people she knows something and just doesn't want to say anything. So when she makes threats, is it just like the typical female? Hey, this is my guy.
No,
I will fight you. Or does she actually execute these things? Or is it just all talk like a lot of women can be?
no,
Um,
it's more of like, can I curse?
I don't know.
Well, it's some graphic threats.
Yes, I mean we don't. As long as every word's not a curse word.
yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
know
it.
it happened,
Yeah,
but
because
Yes,
she threatened to spit on my daughter. Said she was gonna put her hands on my daughter, and then the next second she said she has kids of her own. You be doing the same thing to them, and then I'm the type of person we just didn't come across each other yet, but I'm the type of person I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. So I let her say what she was gonna say about my daughter, and I told James how I felt, and he checked her, and she was upset.
And when you say checked her, you just meant like he spoke with her about, hey, this is not how
Yeah,
we're going to handle this. Okay.
he wasn't disrespectful or anything. He just told her like she got to chill, and he told us. Well, he told me, but he told her multiple times because he used to tell me that she used to threaten me all the time, and he used to show me. And then when she threatened me, and she threatened my daughter, and I told him that I was gonna put my hands on her, and then he told me like, no, y'all don't need to be fighting. Um, my daughters are siblings, yada yada yada. I'm like, um. And I just left alone after that. But she just kept nitpicking. And she do to this day. So I don't understand what she got on this on live yesterday, just telling all these lies. Then when James first died, she was so happy. She was all on Facebook. This my man, but now it's not your man. He abusive. All type of stuff. Where did this come from?
So you're feeling like she's giving mixed signals. One minute is he's this great guy. The next minute he's this guy that hurts me, and you're saying we're not sure.
Yeah, and
She's not being very specific about what kind of person he is.
she not she not being truthful. That's what she is. And I feel like she trying to let me see, get off of that. She's trying to destroy his character, and especially for him not to be here to defend himself. So, and especially only those two know, you know, what they was going on. But it's people that didn't see them fighting, or see her fighting him outside. And I don't want to say her name wrong.
And can I add that in there too, because she did say that she was gonna pinch Maya's son while she was over there, while he was over there. I remember that situation as well.
Did you just say
She
that
made
she said she would pinch him?
Yeah,
that she did.
she did. She didn't say she did it.
Yeah.
She said
He
Brittany said that she
yes.
pinched that little kid.
Yes.
Yes,
Why did she do that?
because she's
She
evil.
she she does it to her own kids. So I'm pretty sure nobody else's kids is off limits.
That's why I told James I was not gonna play with her when it comes to my daughter.
She's really mentally ill.
Anybody she saw or seen showing James love that she didn't have, she was gonna make sure he didn't get it no more.
Yeah, cause she hate me.
And she hate my guts. I ain't never even met this girl.
But were
She
there ever
doesn't
any
want
good
him
things
talking
that
and fooling
James
nobody.
did James ever have anything good to say about her that, like
No,
I
He never said
no.
nothing bad about her, even when she was hurting him. He would never. He I have a message where we I was telling him like why she didn't send the baby with no milk, like, and he was defending her. He always defend that girl. You could tell him, he could see that she's wrong, and he's still gonna defend her. The sky could be blue, and she say it's pink, then it's pink.
Well, James knew he could have lied to me, so I could tell whether he was lying or not. So
Yeah, but
he could tell me.
he never talked bad about her. I personally never even heard him call out her name. Like, he
Me, I
never
can I
talked
can
bad
say
on her.
I never heard him call her name either.
Yeah, I never even heard him call her. Like, he doesn't down talk the girl. Like, we be telling him. I'm gonna say I be telling him that girl, no, leave her alone. But she needs me. But that's his favorite line. But she
He's a
needs
manipulator.
me. She can't help it. She didn't have nobody. She don't. That's how he talk. That's when he talk about her, she don't know nothing. I gotta be there for her, cause I leave her. Then I'm just be like everybody else that left her. Like, no, she's hurting you.
And she was taking advantage that she was hurting him, and she knew that she was.
Hurt people. Hurt people.
And then all these different dudes saying stuff to him.
Yeah, and then you got him. You got him possibly gonna have to fight for his life because you putting him in situations with men she likes dudes fighting over her. But
She
that's
likes
one thing
drama.
James was not gonna do. I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing he was not gonna do, and that's why she used to get so mad. He's not gonna sit there and fight with you over a dude. I mean, fight with a dude over over a female. So every time it happened, like the situation that I know about, every time it happened, like he ended up talking to like King Dad when they had that little situation. He ended up talking to her, and like he said, she used to do the same thing to me. He like, and I was on the phone. I'm like, he never do nothing to King. Like, he looked, and she tried to tell the baby daddy that James was hurting King to get the baby daddy to fight James.
He told me that, but I didn't know which one, or I don't know how many she got. But
At this time, she I don't think she had the little girl. She only,
Stephanie,
yeah, she had King.
so I don't. Well, I know he said when he caught them outside. So I'm assuming that's might be that little boy's dad or the other lady. I mean, other dude, Kima.
No, it was King Dad.
There is another guy.
Yeah, I'll say
She's
he's talking
getting
about.
Well,
confused.
I personally, I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know who the kid's fathers is.
yeah.
I'm just, I don't know.
Brittany is getting confused when she's saying that we're putting stuff out there that's not true. First of all, we're not putting anything out there unless we got a lot of facts backing it up. She's saying that she didn't tell people that she was dying. She didn't just tell one person, two person, three, four, five, six, seven people. She told tons of people that she was dying.
Wow.
Yeah, even well, I was on Facebook scrolling one day, and I see this girl that I'm friends with, and I see that she tagged Brittany in a post, in a live, and she was arguing with Brittany about Brittany talking to her girlfriend. She was arguing, and this was when Brittany was on her way to Mississippi, already in Mississippi. I believe they were already in Mississippi, and the girl or the stud was in Mississippi as well. And it was another girl. Then Brittany was arguing with the girl back too, and she posted another girl address. She posted the girl some doctor's notes. I don't know if it was fake or real, but she posted that. She posted the girl really real address, and she was arguing on Facebook with everybody about a girl. But I'm like, ain't this she supposed to be with James? That's when I found out it was in Mississippi, and the
And then she tried to bring up that he was talking cheating and stuff like that. Me personally, you can't. Yeah, he did talk to other girls, and none of them other girls said that he harmed them or he mistreated them. And it was a time he came. James was moving on, talking to somebody else, and she came to the house trying to fight.
yeah, because that's what she did with me. And I got the text message, but she didn't try to come fight me, but she tried to fight him when he was texting me when I told you guys I was checking on him. And she gonna text him talking about some he on punishment. She taking his phone. She told him no girls. Like what? Yeah, the girl delusional, and she's a bad actor, but she keep on. She almost there.
Yeah, she told him not to talk to me again too, but that wasn't gonna happen. I just feel like she need help. She's mentally ill, especially when a person is like making. I'm really starting. She start. I really feel like she's starting to believe the lies that she tells, because when a person is going so far to the point where they're starting to fake and prepare for death, that is weird. Like you are faking a death to lure somebody in. That's mental illness.
Man, and she took advantage of that because he lost his other best friend. So he was really hurting about her, like really bad. So he looked at her as a friend and as a girlfriend or whatever they was. So for her to tell him that she's sick and she dying, he felt some type of way. Especially you got his kids.
Did she say to him, or did you get what she was dying from?
She said she had
That
the
part I'm
heart
not sure.
condition. That's what I know about. I only know about the heart condition.
So she had stated she had a heart condition and that she was going to
Her heart
die.
was failing. Yeah.
And did she say put a timeline on it? Is that why you think he maybe
What?
rushed to be out there, or
I
Yeah.
thought it was
Even
3 months or
yeah.
a month or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Cause one time it was like she said 3 months. Then another time she said 5 months, and I think the other time she said a week. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. That time James did not believe her. That time I would, cause she had just got mad about, I think it was like $5 or something. If James had put $5 in the car and she didn't want him to put that $5 in the car, it was petty. But then she sent him a whole paragraph, and she was talking crazy. Then the paragraph told her, "It's okay. I feel good because I only have a week to live anyways. So you gonna regret with how you treated me." So it was weird. But that one, I'm not gonna lie. That one he did not go for that one. But this not the first time, the second, the third, fourth. I don't know. I guess the kids stopped working or something because she started going really far with the luring him in.
Is it Laya? I'm sorry, I don't want to mess your name up, but now that you've joined, do you have anything you would like to share with us about James?
We didn't.
And say who
Hello
you
and
are.
welcome.
I was well, me and my sister, we was with Brittany for a little bit because we was having troubles and stuff.
We wouldn't say Brittany, Uncle James.
We was with our Uncle James and Brittany. We was living at
That
Brittany
her
house with our Uncle James for like a couple of a month,
like 2 months.
like 2 months. And while we was there, she said that my uncle like put
Hit
his
on
hands
her.
on her and stuff. But while we was there, he never physically touched her. They would yell and argue, but he never put his hands on her, and he never tried to put his hands on her.
So did you ever witness her putting her hands on him?
No, but I heard her say like me and my
She
sister heard her say
she
stuff
was
like
gonna get our uncle
yeah,
killed.
like she was gonna get him killed
It'll be
or
it'll be an argument they had. She'd be like, your uncle got one more time and I'm gonna get him killed. And
stuff
that
like that.
yeah.
So she made threats a lot about taking his life
Yeah.
Yes,
more than once, or was it just
yeah,
like one time?
Like two
was
or three times out the whole time we was there.
yeah. We heard she said about 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And
That wasn't even
when
her.
I was watching the podcast that she was speaking on, she said that my uncle James broke into her house, but
But
that's a lie because I was at her house when the
her window
person
was
who
open.
broke into her house was there. I was on the couch sleeping, and her husband broke into the house and climbed through the window. My uncle James never broke her window, broke in her house. He never did none of that.
So her husband broke into their own house.
Yes.
We got messages of my sister saying your husband broke into. We have messages. It wasn't my uncle James. It was her husband.
Yes, because he was living with his mama at the time. Her husband was with his mama. And I was at the house sleep. It was about like 9 in the morning or something. And I was asleep and I heard noise. And I looked to the window next to the couch and it was him climbing through the window. And he walked right past me and went upstairs and did whatever he was doing. And I texted her and let her know that
I think
he
he got
came in
her
the
extra
house.
key.
Okay. And can you girls maybe reference about the Dells situation?
Okay, so we planned the Dale's trip. It was me, Brittany, my uncle, my friend, and Brittany kids. We all went. Everything was going good at first. They would have like little arguments over stuff, but it wasn't too serious. So it was I don't know what day it was. I think it was like 2 days after we was there. They got into an argument the night before we went to the place where my uncle got arrested at and they was arguing at the place. I don't know. She started with him. He wasn't really doing nothing. She was just mad because I don't know. He didn't want to be around her. He was to himself, and I guess she got mad about that and got to arguing with him and just started stuff. My uncle didn't put his hands on her. He did hit on the truck, like bang on the hood of the truck,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he never touched her.
Okay. So what we can definitely confirm is that he was not an abusive person.
Yes.
Yeah. Only thing if he had hit something, it'd be like accessory or something that's around him. He'll never touch her though. He'll just like hit on the wall or something. If anything, she was abusive. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. If
It was
anything, it was
her.
her. And I got a message of him when he was in Vegas with his with to go visit his mom for his birthday, and she threatened to kill him. And she was pregnant at the time with the little girl Queen. She threatened to crash the car with him, her son, and her pregnant with her daughter.
She threatened to kill him because he was going to go see his mom.
I don't know what she was. She was weird. Like we that's when we was talking at the time. Like we were talking every day. He was talking to my daughter every day. So I don't know what transpired. She just got so mad. and she told him she was gonna kill him, and she was gonna drive them off of drive them off something. I got it. It's in my phone.
Do
She
we
said she
really
gonna crash
think
that
she would
car.
have done this, or do we think this is all just attention seeking? Like, I'm trying to get a good understanding of
I
what her
believe
mental
She would have
was.
I
really
believe
did
she
it
would have.
because she didn't acted out on too many things. And if a person to harm
Okay.
themselves multiple times, you're harming yourself. You don't care. You will harm anybody. You're
Especially
sitting there
when
causing
you harming your
physical
own
harm to
kids
yourself,
and your
and you
own
harming
kids
your kids. You don't care about nobody else or nobody kids.
and other people kids. You harming your own kids, other people's kids, and other people.
Like she knocked a whole hookah that was lit on her baby.
Oh
Like
dear.
you don't care.
And that mark will still be there.
Like she don't care.
Did any of you see her harming herself?
On video on FaceTime.
And that's when she was banging her head on the wall, right?
Yeah. She got cuts and marks on her arms and everything.
She has what kind of marks?
Cut marks.
Oh, so she self mutilates.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. She knows what she's doing because let's be honest, a person that really she knew that okay, if I hurt myself to a point to where lower him in, I could be okay. But a person that really want to kill themselves, they know they gotta go deeper to cut, right? You're not doing nothing but causing self harm. That's all you're doing. If you really wanted to kill yourself, you would have cut deep. You cut too many times.
I feel like she was harming herself for attention to keep
Yeah,
him.
because that she knew that's how to get him.
And I feel like she did that with them kids. Because he has his kids a lot, even before that little girl got there.
Yeah, even, and when he really when he didn't have the kids, I had them to be honest. He used to drop them because I was always at home. I was especially when I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my 3-year old. He just turned 3. I was pregnant with him, and so I wasn't leaving the house. James used to drop King right off. He didn't trust her with them kids.
He even told me that. That's why he said he kept him so much. And he told me he didn't want me to feel
He
no
said
type
they
of way.
safely with him.
But did anyone in her family feel like maybe the children weren't safe? Like, do we feel like, any of them felt that way
No,
about?
nobody talked to her, and I feel like that because the way she act. Nobody in her family talked to her, and James told me that herself. I mean, himself. That's why she did what she did with him to make it feel like he didn't have no family because she had nobody in her family messed with her. Like you saying, she didn't really talk to her mama because she do too much. She crazy. Everybody see that she's crazy.
Her friends know. All her friends that felt that she was friends with, she fall out with all them because of the same thing. She act like this towards her friends too.
Yeah, one of her friends told me I need to watch myself
Yeah. A
because
lot of people that knew
she
her was
stalks
cool
my
there. They say
page.
watch your back.
They
What
said
did they mean by that?
they said she stalks my page all the time and she threatened my page all the time and another one of his sisters. Um, and he
When a
told her
person is acting out to the point where they don't care if they will do anything, they don't care if they will hurt themselves. They don't care if they could possibly die behind this. She don't care. So you would do anything to anybody, especially when you a mom and you don't care about the well-being of your kids and you are consistently harming them and it doesn't even hit a spot in your heart. You don't care what you do to anybody. And then she makes threats towards kids and harm her own kids. That's what makes it even worse.
That's really sad. Laya, can you tell us about the dynamic with your family?
Could you repeat that, please?
Can you tell me like y'all's family dynamic, like how you guys get along and how you guys function as a family?
Our family is good. Like any other
we all
family, we
good.
have our ups and downs, but we all close. We all love each other. Yeah, we have a lot of family get-togethers at my granny house. Like our family is really tight and close.
And it's a lot of them. Like, even if you see the videos for the balloon release, that's not even all. That's not even it. That's not even a quarter. It's a lot of them. James, everybody know who James Cooper is. Everybody, you could walk down the street and somebody, it could be a group of people. I bet you two of them people know who James is. And out of two of them, one of them at least know how he was as a person. They never gonna tell you anything wrong.
That's amazing. So when you guys were living with James and Brittany, did you guys ever witness her hurting herself?
No, when we was there, she was so totally fine. Like nothing was wrong with her. Nothing. She was
What do you mean nothing was wrong with her? Like she was
she was
always in a good mood or
she wasn't harming herself. When my uncle wasn't around, she was happy. But when my uncle got around, it's like she was always in a bad. She was always in a bad mood. Always wanting him to leave and just saying like, talking about your uncle gotta go, but y'all can stay. Just saying plenty stuff like she never really wanted him around. But always would tell him to come back. Then right. When he came back, tell him come back. When he come back, she'll try to put him out. Even on his birthday, she said. Cause she said you could come over, but you gotta sleep on the floor. Or like she would tell my uncle sleep on the floor, everything. Like she was just trying to do him bogus and.
did he abide by that? Did he lay on the floor or whatnot whenever she would do that to him, or was that just her being rude?
He slept in the bed with her. He never slept on the floor.
So maybe are y'all's feelings that if there is nothing. What do you guys feel like Brittany's reason for not assisting or, getting on board with us and helping us figure this out? Why do we feel that might be?
Because she crazy. She just delusional. Something wrong with her. She makes stuff up and really believe.
I feel like she really mentally ill in the head.
Yeah, like she could make she the type of person that can make something up and she gonna really actually believe it. Like, oh, I'm finna say this and that, and it don't be true, and she really gonna just believe. But she believes. Yeah, like she crazy.
So you guys feel like she has got herself conditioned to believe that whatever she's putting out there, that is the truth. And that's why she's not willing to help us
Yeah.
reach a conclusion as to what really happened to James.
Yes, and she don't care about nobody but herself. Right. She didn't even put out a mystery report. Her mama had to put it out. Why you can't put a mystery report and that's your boyfriend?
I think I can jump in here. I spoke with Brittany in the very beginning, and this is something that she said yesterday that I was like, what are you talking about? I was telling her about how we know he was murdered, and she's like, no, I just have to, it's easier for me to believe that he committed suicide, is what she kept saying. And then I'm like, okay, Brittany, we're not actually questioning anymore. We're past that part of the investigation. We're not questioning if he had committed suicide. We are certain his body has told us for sure that he was murdered. We're well past wondering that. Now we're just trying to figure out what happened. And she kept saying, and then actually when I said that, what happened, she says, well, there's no white people around. And I said, what? And she said, well, there's no white people around, so how would he have been murdered?
I'm sorry. Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah.
I feel like she getting really close to snitching on herself. That's exactly how I feel. I
That's
feel
what I
like she's
felt
getting
yesterday.
guilty. You have to sit there and you have to believe everybody who know James. We are all saying this is not suicide. This is not suicide. We know for a fact this is not suicide because we know James. So my thing is, you trying to believe that it's a suicide because you know what happened.
It just seemed odd that she said it
And then there's no
would be
white people.
easier.
There's no white people there. So
Yeah,
who is
like
white
where
people
they
there? Do
come
you know
from?
the white people?
She said
Right,
yesterday on the podcast that it was me. She's talking about the investigator that spoke with
yeah,
her.
she was talking
That
about you
I
a
said
lot.
that, and I'm like,
Yeah, she
honey,
said that you told you was telling everything that's and you not supposed to,
and
or
and that's a
I'm like,
whole nother
what?
thing. is we have never, ever told. We're still not even, the reason why we're not putting out all the information of how we know she's lying on everything is because we're not going to expose anybody that said anything to us. It's all there. We'll have it in the end for the trial, whatever, to give to the FBI, the attorney, whoever. We will have all that for them. We don't need to lay out our cards right now. Oh no. I'm sorry, hold on. My AirPods just went out. Okay, that one is
But
still in. Can you hear
just
me?
to
Okay.
follow up, that not only do we keep everything that people tell us confidential, this is just another way of her throwing stones to try to deflect from the truth coming out.
Nothing,
And
nothing I said has to be confidential at all. My
Me
Well,
name
and
neither.
don't have to be
that is
confidential.
actually what she was talking about. The one incident where there was a screenshot that one of the investigators sent to someone else. That person that spoke to us said that anything and everything that that person said, we could release, tell, and that that person would also talk to. So she gave us permission over and over and over, saying that we could share anything, and she had nothing to hide. We could say it was her. So when that happened later on, and that person said, I don't think she said that. She said you can ask them to show you. And so you had given us permission over and over to do that. So our investigator did. That is the only time that anything has ever been put out there. And again, that was from someone who said, anything I say, you can release. So anybody that has ever contacted, that we've ever talked to, that has said that they didn't want anything to be out there or known, actually, unless they said to us, you can say whatever, we're not putting it out there. We're not. We're still not. All the things that she said yesterday, literally everything. And I was just like, why are you lying about that? Like, why even bring that up?
And she was lying
We,
and then getting caught in her lie.
it was unbelievable. Some of the stuff, just like, why are you even saying that? Because you don't even need to say that. It didn't make sense. But we have the proof, we have the facts. But again, we're not just going to put all that out there just because you're saying it, because then it would show our cards, it would show who's talking to us, and we're not doing that. But
Me personally though, I feel like yesterday it kind of like, if you really listen to her, it kind of showed a lot of true colors, because if you listen, she really couldn't say nothing bad. You could tell that she was trying to find things to say bad, but she couldn't, because it was too much good stuff overwhelming it. He was too good of a man. Is that it's so hard for you to make up stuff, because she really, like what she said some stuff, but like, if you really think and look at it, it was minor, and it was a lie.
yeah. And
And
when
like,
I had that interview with her, what was concerning to me is when I was telling her that, we know he was murdered, we just got to figure out who did it. She kept going back to saying that she had to believe that it was suicide. It was easy to believe it was suicide, and she kept talking about the family dynamic, how they hated her, threatening her, and she would not just. She had no concern about who did this to him. It kept going back to being all about her,
yeah,
and
she
all
kept
about
talking
her
about his
being
mom,
in.
and I
She
find
said
it
she
so
was in.
weird.
Yeah, she tried to make my granny look bad, and none of the stuff she said about my granny was true. My granny loved her son, and everybody knows that.
Yep.
And if you love James and anything that's a part of James, Nadine gonna love it. She's gonna
Yep.
love you. She see you love her son or any of her kids. She gonna love you and treat you like you one of her kids.
Yep. Yep.
I just
Yeah,
She
want to
kept talking.
ask,
anybody that's a friend of James or a kin to James, you family, no matter what.
I wanted to ask that James's cousins, I believe it is,
His nieces.
nieces, I do apologize. Did you guys talk to James before he left to go to Mississippi
Before he
or
left,
while he was there?
we was at her house with him before he left, and they wasn't really saying nothing. Well, I didn't know my uncle was supposed to be moving down there.
We didn't know, it was unexpected.
Right, we thought he was supposed to be just driving her down there and coming back to the house that she left him. Like she was supposed to leave him the house. We thought he was just going to drive her there and come back. He did come back, but he ended up moving back down there. Yeah. That's why it was unexpected, because when he came back, we didn't know he was gonna leave. So that was our last time really seeing or talking to him, because she told him to put us out. The last time we talked to our uncle was, our uncle to put us out. So we ended up leaving. I had my auntie and mama come pick me up, and that's when I left. My sister was still there. She ended up saying that my sister had to go, da 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 da, and all that. So we just ended up leaving. But that was the last time we talked to her or my uncle.
So no one actually spoke to him while he was in Mississippi during the time frame before he passed away. I was
No.
just wondering if anyone had, because I wanted to know what his spirits were like. Was he in good spirits? Did he seem like he had, was sad because he made the decision to go out there with her? I'm just curious.
I I think the only person probably might have been his mom, but I don't think nobody talked to him when he was there. I think.
Okay.
So do you think the the sudden decision to go was trying to protect the kids, or uh,
If James knew that, okay, if James knew that, okay, this girl said she only got this much to live, I gotta make sure these kids good, and I also want to be there for her because the love that I have for her. That's James' mindset of thinking.
Yeah.
Anything for anything that he's running for her. He's running for her. He loved that girl. That's why I would not allow her to assassinate his character because he loved her too much.
Lyric.
well, I'm definitely glad you guys are here today to speak in his behalf. I appreciate it. Continue.
The day before we found out that my Uncle James passed away, I had text Brittany and I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" and stuff like this. And she texted me back. She already knew that my uncle was missing, or he was passed away, because it was the day before we found out. She texted me, but she didn't let me know that my uncle was missing or none of that, or that they couldn't find him. She didn't let me know none of that. And I texted the day before we found out that he passed away.
So what did she say to you?
Just talking regular. We were just having a regular conversation. She was just like, oh, I miss y'all, and just stuff like that, saying she miss us and she wish we could come down there and see her. And she actually tried to have me come down there with her and my uncle, but I didn't go. I wasn't about to leave and go with them, because I mean, no.
So there was no indication when you guys text that James was missing at all.
Nope, none at all. She act like everything was okay, like everything was regular.
Wow.
And now she had access to his social medias and stuff, so we wouldn't know nothing anyway.
So you're saying that she would get on and make posts or make comments or communicate to people as if she was him, but it was really her behind the scenes doing this.
I mean, I could believe it, but I'm talking about like prior to him dying, she used to be on his page. That's how she got in there to talk about my daughter. She got on his page doing it. And just like she made the fake text messages and she takes them through from his phone and send them to me. She crazy. So he can't put nothing past her.
That's really unfortunate. So then, as far as I want to go back and with just on James alone, I know that he was a good person. He had a heart of gold. I mean, that's the only thing I hear from you guys. There really was no one that had anything negative to say about him. He's a good parent. He had a good, loving family background. He would help anyone. I mean, that's pretty much, or is that the character of him? So this is very abnormal to hear that he was abusive or anything of that nature.
He wasn't abusive at all.
And
Yeah, me.
is
And
she the
if this make it any better, like me and James done got into it a
Yeah, I
couple
was just gonna
times.
say.
Yeah, we both Aries. We done got into it a couple times, real bad. He never put his hands on me.
And we arguing. We used to be. Well, it wasn't bad. Like we just had a disagreement, and then we laying right next to each other.
so is she the only girlfriend or person that you know of that has made the accusation that he's abusive?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Wait.
Mama, can you finish this thing about your
She the
dad?
she the only one. He had a lot of girlfriends. I'm not gonna lie, he talked to him.
So you're saying that James could have, wouldn't hurt anyone? Okay. Hello.
I'm not hearing. I hear you, Bree, but I don't hear her.
I don't hear anyone else.
Okay, I hear
I'm
now.
here.
Oh,
I'm here. At this time, we will do our station identification. We do appreciate everyone being here.
I can't hear you.
Uh, you can't hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave and come back in. I don't hear nothing.
Yes. Yes. Anyone, if you would like to support the station, please go to your Cash App
What's up, everybody?
and
It's Mr. No Weapon, the Prince of the Talk Box, and you're listening to a mixture of old school and new school on LLR Radio, Ohio's best radio station. Yeah,
It's your boy DJ B Lee, coming from the 614, repping that O, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You dig? I knew you could.
and again, if anyone would like to donate and support the station, DJ B Lethal does a lot of work. And again, that is the $ DJ B Lethal one at LLC Cash App to support the station. Any and everything helps, and we support any. Just your help really is appreciated. Everyone, please continue. You can reintroduce yourself, and we thank everyone.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm
Yes,
Tanae.
we can hear you.
James' daughter mom. Lyric, what are you doing? Why you?
I'm Bree. I'm an investigator with KA Investigations.
I'm Kalia, and my sister is Corinne, and we his nieces.
I'm Ariel. I'm James' best friend.
I'm Kima. I'm a research assistant with KA Investigations.
Please continue where y'all left off. Please continue.
I
So
guess I was
before
just
the
thinking.
break, we were
Sorry.
kind of just talking about James's character, who he is, what kind of person he is, and how no one else has ever accused him of abuse except for his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend at the time.
She had multiple boyfriends at that time too, and she's married. When we was there, she was talking to about 3 different guys, including a girl, and then my Uncle James.
Was James aware of this information?
He was aware of the girlfriend, but the other 3 people that she was talking to, no.
I was just thinking that people that are listening today on this podcast might not even know what James's story is because we didn't actually discuss what happened to James in the beginning. And so I just want to quickly sum up for those of you that are not aware of who we're talking about. His name was James Cooper. He's from Milwaukee, and he went down to Mississippi. And less than 2 weeks later, he was found hanging from a light pole. And right now on this podcast, we're kind of going back and talking about uh, the previous podcast where his girlfriend came on and was talking about um, well, she was talking about a lot of different things. And we're coming back on here just to say, you know what, you're not going to tear down his character like this. And looks like the people on here wanted to say, you know, this is what he was really like. What she was saying wasn't the truth. She was upset because we had put out some posts about how she had told him that she was dying. She didn't just tell him, she told many different people that she was dying. And um, actually, for James, she said that he was dying and that they took the baby, that she was pregnant. And it's the baby she just gave birth to, but she said that the doctors had taken the baby and she only had 1 month to live. Now, she told other people she had 3 months to live, but for James, we know it was 1 month. Then 2 days later, he brought Brittany and her children down to Mississippi to be with her family because apparently, you know, this is her last month of living, so she's going to go near her family. He brought her down there in her vehicle, and then he went back up to Milwaukee on a Greyhound, and then he came back down there. I'm not sure if it was 2 weeks later, but then he went back. That was on the 14th when they went down there, or close to that. And then he went back down there on the 28th and 29th. I think he got there the 29th of April. And then, like I said, less than 2 weeks later, he's found dead. And so that kind of sums it up. If you want to know more details, you can go to crimes-uncovered.com, or you can go to James's Facebook page, which is Justice for James Cooper. And in those medias, you'll find more information about the details.
And I just wanted to say that I went to the hospital with her, and the only thing that they told her was that she was pregnant. Nothing about a heart condition. And that was the last time she went to the hospital, was to see how far along she was and all of that. And the day before that, my Uncle James drove her to Mississippi. The day before my Uncle James drove her to Mississippi, she was throwing up because she was pregnant, but she was not coughing up blood. There was no blood.
Are you
Yep.
saying that you went to the hospital with her the time that was about April 13th, 14th?
I think, yep, it was that, yeah, it was around that time.
All right. So when that's what she was saying is she went to she said yesterday, actually, on the podcast, I believe, or it could have been on a different media. But she said that she went to the hospital because James had beaten her and dragged her out of the house,
No.
had dragged her out of the house and beaten her, that the neighbors called the cops, and then she went to the hospital. So you were with her that day?
She is two different occasions that she went to the hospital. The time that she's trying to make it seem is they had got into it and they was outside arguing and stuff. I don't know what happened, but the ambulance, well, not the ambulance, but the police was called, but there was no ambulance. The second time she went to the hospital was to see if she was pregnant or not and what was wrong with her, and she found out she was pregnant. That's all, but they didn't say nothing about a heart condition. She didn't even ask to get checked for a heart condition. She didn't ask to get nothing checked. None of her, yeah, that was out of nowhere because she didn't ask to get her heart checked or none of that. She just asked about a pregnancy test and how far along she was and all that.
Yeah, and they lock her up in the mental institute.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said there.
She needs to be in a mental institution.
I also wanted to add that there is a GoFundMe because they are needing funds for the attorney. So on those pages, the websites, crimes-uncovered.com, and then also on the Facebooks, you can find the link for the GoFundMe for the money for the attorney.
So the days that you're saying that she went to the hospital when she found out she was pregnant, let's be clear, when they were outside and the police were called, there was no physical altercation. It was just a verbal argument between the two of them.
Yes, and I didn't see nobody put they. She didn't touch him. He didn't touch her. So there was no fight. It was just a lot of arguing. They were in each other's face, but nobody put their hands on each other.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. And then when she did go to the hospital, she was just going to confirm she was pregnant, or she already knew she was pregnant and just wanted to kind of confirm how far along she was.
Yeah, she already knew because she took a home pregnancy test. She took two home pregnancy tests. So she just went to the hospital to confirm that she was pregnant, see how, like, well, she knew, but to see how far along she was and to see if she could know the gender yet or all that. But she already knew she was pregnant.
And that's for the baby that she just had, correct? This last child.
Yes, the new baby.
Okay. The one that she um, told James that the doctors had removed that day. Okay.
Yes.
She said remove what?
Wait.
She
Huh?
told James, she told James, and again, we're certain of this. She told James that when she went to the, well, what happened was she FaceTimed James and said that the doctor said that she had 1 month to live and they had to take the baby that she was carrying.
They don't
So
even.
at that moment, James is thinking, "Oh my gosh, my girlfriend, my love, is dying, has a month to live, and my baby is gone." That's what that was. However, she also told other people similar stories, except for that the baby was not dead, that the baby would live in an incubator after she died. She FaceTimed other people saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're I don't want people out there to think that we don't take mental illness seriously, because we do. We're just pointing out things that are very odd, strange behavior. It's strange behavior to say that you're dying if you're not dying, because eventually that truth or that lie is going to reveal itself because you're not dead, you know? So some of the lies that are being said are odd things that people don't just say. People don't just say you're dying. It doesn't make sense. And we we're not making light of the issues that she has seems to have.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so the day Brittany so called found out she had holes in her heart, my uncle was there. He didn't they wasn't on FaceTime. He was there because she called the ambulance and she got picked up. She told my uncle that blood was coming from out her heart. She had holes in her heart, and that it's been happening since she was a baby. Just saying plenty stuff like that. But she never told us none of that. It was just out of nowhere. So that's really what happened. It wasn't no FaceTime call. They was actually in real life when she found out.
Oh,
She called the ambulance, and that's when she went to the ambulance. But she already just assumed she had holes in her. That's when she finally said, "Oh yeah, it's been happening since I was a baby."
okay. Because he messaged someone and said she FaceTimed me and
Yeah,
told
because
me.
when she got to the
That's
hospital, yeah, when she got to the hospital, they was on the phone. and she was letting him know
Okay.
what's going on and stuff. I guess
Okay. So he was there at the hospital when she FaceTimed him?
he no, they was there at the house when it first started at the house. She had the ambulance come get her from the house.
Okay. Because he told someone that Brittany had FaceTimed him and
When
said,
she got to the hospital, yeah,
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay.
the ambulance came to get her.
Okay. Okay.
So it's good to know that you cleared that up for us about the holes in the heart and her saying that she had dealt with that since birth, because I think there was some misunderstanding in the way she put the story out there, that I'm assuming the holes in her heart, she was trying to maybe make it seem as if they came from her and James having physical altercation.
Yeah, no, yeah, cause she was saying, um, I did it happen because he was hitting on me, abusing me. No, she when she told us she had hoes on her, she said it's been happening since she was little. So I don't know why she trying to make it seem like it was my uncle, because when she told us about it, she said that happened when she was little. I don't think my uncle was in there when she was little. Like she liked to make stuff up. She makes things up.
Yeah, she definitely was telling people that he is the reason why she had the holes in the heart.
Yeah, yeah, and he not the reason. Even if he was to be the reason, why would you want him to even come down there with you if he was to be the reason that you had holy on her? But he wasn't. She made it up. She said it was my uncle, but she told us she had that since she was little. Like, so which one is it?
Well, I really love that you guys came on and cleared up a lot of things that she addressed yesterday that, today we had the opportunity to clear up. Was there anything that we maybe didn't cover that she may have mentioned yesterday that you guys do feel like needs to be cleared up, that maybe we haven't touched on tonight?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, me too. The only thing I kind of was thinking about, we kind of we covered it, is him and his mom. But I can't think of too much else.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate everyone coming on and speaking and helping us get the truth out and addressing anything that we felt wasn't actually properly spoke on James's behalf.
Well, I want to say something about the kids because she try to make it seem like those are his kids, but she told me out her own mouth that the first two are her husband, and I know for a fact that the new baby is not my uncle because she was sexually active with somebody else. My uncle wasn't even at the house at the time. At the time, so remember I said, yeah, I think it's the person we was talking about, Kima.
Well, okay. That's I'm not sure how she's planning. I mean, she's addressing her new child as James's child, so I don't know.
I know for a fact that she telling somebody else that that's their baby, and she told the boy that she won't let him see the baby. He don't have to worry about the baby. He's gonna worry about she gonna try to have him. I mean, have the baby around James family. That's what she told the boy, and the boy told me that.
Well, I don't know. Again, that's really unfortunate, and I'm hoping that maybe the person that she's telling that to, maybe they can address that issue and resolve the true paternity of that child.
He been
Um,
he been trying to, but she got a restraining order on him.
oh, wow.
Yeah. And every time a dude want to do right, that's they end up not doing right or don't get a chance to.
Well, that's really unfortunate. Maybe again, Kima, if you could just tell everybody how they can research James's story, and then maybe if we can, and it's GoFundMe, and then if anybody has any information, anything, big or small, we need any and all information, and you can leave that information at the Facebook or on the website.
The website is crimes-uncovered.com. And then on Facebook, it's Justice for James Cooper. And on those sites, you'll find links to contact us. Again, we are not going, if you do not want to be known, if you want to be anonymous, we will keep you anonymous. Anything will help. You'll also find the GoFundMe link on there, which they could really use because they need to get an attorney. Thank you.
Again, we want to thank y'all for joining the team here in their search for answers for justice for James Cooper. Again, we are LLR, Linda's Legacy Ohio Radio. Please download the Zeno app. You can tune in. This is playing live on YouTube as well right now.
Tattoo Shop Radio also.
Yes, sir. And of course, everything that is created is thanks to DJ B Lethal.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miss Peg.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Your boy DJ B Lee, coming from the 614, repping that up, no matter what the zip code, on the Tattoo Shop Radio. You dig? I know you put it